Do you want to build muscle fast? In this video, we're going to talk about the 4-step process that you need to do in order to look like a completely different person in the next 6 months. These are things that I learned along my journey of going from 130 pounds to 180 pounds, in which I gained almost completely of muscle. If I had known these things, it would have taken me a fraction of the time in order to get to where I wanted to be. Number 1, track your intake. If you want to go fast, you need to go accurately with a high level of precision. And tracking your intake utilizing a phone app is really, really easy and effective. Get a food scale, get an app that you like on your phone, and then just start tracking what you're taking in. For most people, we probably want to be in a slight calorie surplus, meaning we want to be consuming more calories per day than we are expending through exercise. It's really easy to figure out how much this should be using calculators that you can find on Google, or a lot of these apps will even calculate it out for you. If you can find one that can give you about a 500 calorie surplus, meaning 500 calories more than you're currently utilizing through living and exercise in a given day, then you're gonna already be on the journey to building muscle. If you are somebody who has a little bit of extra fat that you also want to lose at the same time, you can probably just stick with calorie maintenance, meaning the amount of calories that you're currently burning in a given day. You're going to eat the same amounts, and along with the lifting and the other things we're going to talk about, then you are going to be seeing an extreme amount of success. Number 2 is a great training split. You have to understand the things that took me a long time to learn, what had to do with a lot of the training that I was doing. I tried things, I got injured, and that added a lot of additional time. Instead, what you're gonna do is you're gonna focus on hitting every muscle group 2 times per week. So chest 2 times per week, legs 2 times per week. And you wanna space them out pretty evenly so that you give yourself optimal time to recover. So each session, you can really go hard. You can put in 100% effort and you can really train close to that failure mark. The second thing we have to remember is really, really great form, not just good form, not just passable form. We want to make sure we have really good form where we are going through a whole range of motion. From where you're at right now, that might mean you have to lower the weight a little bit, get really good form, increase your flexibility of your ankles, of your shoulders, of your hips, get them more mobile. Get other joints maybe a little bit more stable so that you can go through the proper range of motion. That best part of where you're gonna build muscle in a movement is that deep, deep stretch. So for example, in a bicep curl, we wanna make sure that we are fully extending our arm all the way down so that bicep muscle can stretch as much as possible. This is a big place that people mess up, especially in their quads, is not getting deep enough in a squat, in a leg press, where that muscle can really stretch and have tension on it. If you do those 2 things, you are going to see some muscle growth that you have never seen before. The next part of this is a high RPE, which means rate of perceived exertion. Essentially what that means is you got to challenge yourself. You got to add some weight over time. You have to add some more sets, more reps. You have to train till you're getting close, not completely at failure, but pretty close to failure, at least a couple of times per week throughout your different muscle groups. It should be challenging. It should be hard. If you push yourself, your body has a reason, a stimulus to grow muscle. And that's really what we're seeking out, is that stimulus or that reason to be able to grow. So depending on how many days per week you can lift, these are my recommendations. If you can only lift 4 times per week, then you should probably be doing upper, lower, upper, lower. If you can only lift 3 days a week, you should probably just do full body every single time. For 5 days a week, you can go an upper body and a lower body, and then follow that with 3 workouts of a push, pull, and legs. If you don't know what that is, look it up on YouTube, and you'll be able to find a lot of examples. If you can go 6 days, you should probably do something like a push-pull legs routine, or some other type of what we call a bro split or Arnold split that splits it up into essentially 3 workouts, and you repeat those muscle groups 2 different times. That way you're getting an appropriate amount of frequency, and you give yourself enough recovery time in between each muscle group so that you can recover appropriately and feel good for that next session. Which brings me to the next point, which is maximizing sleep and recovery. I think a lot of people focus on the recovery portion of this, but sleep is one of, if not the most important thing in this entire process. We don't build muscle when we're working out. We build some muscle when we're eating throughout the day outside of working out. But where we really put the pieces together is in that deep, deep sleep. Deep sleep is also the portion of sleep that goes out the window first when we're doing things that are not supporting our natural long enough sleep cycle. So again, we want sleep that's long and we want really high quality. What that means is you need to dial in your pre-sleep routine. That means not playing video games until the last minute before you go to bed. Video games typically get your heart rate up, especially if you're playing a competitive game. And that is going to be one of those things that makes it harder to cool down and sleep. So wind down, take maybe 30 minutes to an hour off of electronics so that you can adequately wind down and your body can start releasing melatonin. Do relaxing things such as stretching, foam rolling, maybe you're reading a book or a magazine. Nothing, again, that has electronics or blue light blasting your face. Take some deep breaths or do some actual breath work before you are falling asleep while you're maybe laying in bed with the lights off. Keep the lights down low as you approach bedtime, and you're gonna sleep like a little baby. One other supplement that may benefit that process is magnesium glycinate. Men need about 420 milligrams per day, and that could be a supplement that you take in order to help this process, especially if you're not getting enough from food, which many people are not. That brings me to another supplement that could help with your recovery process, which is omega-3 fish oils. Make sure you get a triglyceride form, such as from Nordic Naturals or Clean. These are 2 great brands that have a really high quality form that's absorbable for our body. But fish oils are something that improves our recovery, our joint recovery, our entire body's ability to recover, as well as has a lot of effects on our brain health and our heart health. And really, there's not a better supplement that you can take for longevity, recovery, and everything like that. One other piece of the recovery puzzle is managing your stress. In today's day and age, life can be stressful, whether that's from work, school, or some other kind of things in life, family, finances. You need to sort these things out so that you can manage your stress as best as possible. Remove yourself from negative environments, put yourself in situations that are going to be positive for your mental health, or talk to a licensed therapist, do some journaling, do some meditation, or make sure you make free time for yourself so that you can relax and recover. Nothing is more detrimental to your recovery process than high amounts of stress. So make sure you're relaxing, make sure that you can find some time for yourself and do the things that you need to do in order to manage that stress. The last piece of this puzzle are supplements that could benefit you. The first 3 things I said are vastly more impactful, but you want to go fast. And in order to do that, there's 3 supplements that we want to consider. Number 1 is the most important, starting with creatine. Creatine has so much research backing it, and as long as you take a third-party tested supplement, you're gonna be safe in this process. Take creatine 3 to 5 grams per day, every day, never stop. It's going to give you some benefits that help your strength and power, which allow you to lift a little bit more in the gym each session. And that's going to help propel you that much faster when the strength, when the volume can add up and create that stimulus for building muscle. Number 2 is protein powder. Now, I'm not a huge fan of protein powder. I'd rather you get your protein from food, but taking protein powder is a cheat code when it comes to time management, or if you just really have a hard time consuming enough protein throughout the day from food sources like meats and dairies. Instead, taking a little bit of protein powder here and there or mixing it in certain foods can really help boost that protein to the right amount. Don't take too much protein, but the right amount. About 1.2 to 1.8 grams per kilogram is perfectly fine for this process. So taking some protein powder can help get you there. If it helps you stay consistent, remember, accuracy and precision. The last one is vitamin D. Vitamin D is something that a lot of us lack in today's day and age because we don't spend enough time outside with our skin exposed. If you're somebody who works an outdoor job where you're maybe wearing less clothes, like a t-shirt or shorts, then you might be somebody who doesn't really need to take vitamin D. For many of us, we work in an office inside and we spend very little time outside during those peak hours between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Taking vitamin D for us can be very beneficial because vitamin D is really integral in muscle building. So if we're not getting enough vitamin D throughout the day from either the sunshine or the certain foods that we eat, then we want to be supplementing. This is something that I personally supplement with, and I supplemented with every single day for the past couple years just to make sure that I'm optimizing my blood levels. Remember, if you want to be going and building muscle faster than your peers, the main thing that you need is accuracy and precision. Doing these 4 steps and doing them well and being consistent with them in a way that works for you is what creates speed. And in the next 6 months, you can look like a completely different person and completely impress your friends, yourself, or whoever that you are building muscle for. That being said, if you need more tips in order to build muscle and optimize your journey, then check out this video I made because I think it's going to help you get to the next level. I'll see you there.